For the first batch of kids, I was working with the Orange team with the little children. So they're basically the kids of all the leaders and the staff, so that the leaders would have time to fully devote themselves to the camp without worrying about the kids. And then this time around, I'm with Maya and we're doing all the crafts and stuff.
Yeah, I did rukadjelye for both of the camp sessions. Just how amazing the kids were. It was so nice working with all of the kids, and I don't know.
I think the most, not shocking, but like wow part was when you see kids from like the side and you see how like annoying and like mean and aggressive they are, but once they sit down with you, you start talking to them, like the whole, like a whole different side of them opens up, and they just become like a completely different person, in a good way, of course. For me is when, okay, sadly, the first time is when we're hugging all the kids and they were crying in like our arms because like how badly they wanted to stay here, and they realized how good it is here and how bad it is back to where they're going. And it brings like joy in my heart to know that they have just a little bit, like 1 week to get away from that life and not just have fun, but also like show a little light in their life. Yeah.
It's interesting to see how much the kids change when they sit down and they start talking to you, and to be able to take them away from the chaos and be able to do something that they wouldn't be able to do every day, like art, and be able to immerse themselves into something that's more calm and serene, unlike their environment at home.
Oh yeah, the cold showers. No, the kids.
Yeah, the kids definitely.
The most, yeah, because they have the greatest impact out of everything. The biggest change here was like the culture shock and how different everything is here. But the kids here are so much more different. I don't know how to explain it, but they're so much more closer.
They're much more grateful and more like accepting to everything that's being like put at them, like all of the skits and all of the theater. Because our kids last year were like, oh, this is not a real airport, this is all fake, like this is in Asia, this is in Africa. But the kids here, they see the things and it's like, obviously it's not real, but they're very into it and they get really into their environment.
I was part of Sport Comanda. I worked with a lot of great people, met a lot of new faces. My leaders were great. We just created games for the kids to, you know, get active and also learn about God. It's a theatrical camp. It's like theater based. It's better. We should do that with our camps. This is a hard question. There's so much. That it's definitely worth it, because at first I was kind of on edge on going, but once you come here and you kind of like get used to it, you're like, wow, this is awesome, and you definitely want to come here again, because it's just like a life-changing experience. You learn so much. You just get a different perspective. Like even these kids that come from the war, like look at them, they're still happy. Most of them are even happier than the kids at home. It's great.
It's a camp with a bunch of random kids that we get. So, for example, the 2 weeks that we have were kids that came from battle zone, and we're dealing with what they were going through and all their tragedy, and just being able to help out these kids who might not have a family or rejected or just going through a very rough time. I was the sports team, so I was creating games, helping out the staff, making sure the kids were having a lot of fun, because sports team is here to give the kids happiness that they might not be having in where they are right now. And so our job is to also show them through all the games how how fun it could be in life, and that life is fun because God is with them. I think the second week I was able to connect with the kids, the older kids, because you see these kids who come up to you and ask you, oh, you have this and that and this, and so you kind of feel bad and you want to help them out. And I think that's why I'm here, is to give them something that they might not have and that I have, and be able to share it with them and give them happiness. Definitely the staff. The people that work here are amazing, and if you have great staff, it's a lot of fun to work here. You know, you're going to wake up to another day working with amazing people, especially like my group, sports team, probably the best sports team I've ever worked with. Great leader, Yura, awesome guy, I love him to death. Everything is just great.
One thing I really appreciate about Camp Lela, that when these kids come to the camp, they're all different, and you don't know their names. You have no idea who's going to be on your team, and the kind of characters they're going to have, the challenges that they're facing at home. Like, we're working with kids that are coming from the war zone, right? And you have no idea what they faced. I heard so many stories already, some of the girls and guys explaining how they hear just like bombs going off day and night, and they have no idea if there's going to be a bomb that's going to land on their house that they're living. And some people have to live in the basement for like 2 weeks, and it's just heartbreaking, because back home, like, we have safety, we have all the comforts that anybody can dream of, and unless you come and experience it for yourself, you truly understand the amount of blessings that you have at home. And it just hit me so hard, because these people are so, they're so thankful and they're so happy for everything that they have. And to me, I truly understood that at home, God has blessed us with so much. And I learned that because I have so many blessings, like, I want to give back. I want to share everything that I have with these people that have almost nothing. I'm telling you guys, if you come to Camp Lela, be ready to work and to run and to walk all over, because there's just so much to do. Like, the schedule is packed. You get to see how they live their lives here. And so the schedule the things that the leaders that are responsible to do here, there's a lot, but in the end, because you work so hard, there's an amazing reward. So I'm really, really happy that God blessed me with this opportunity to come to Camp Lela and just experience everything that I experienced here. So praise Jesus.
I've never been a babysitter for the staff's kids, which is very interesting. And usually I work with the children that come to this campsite, but I don't mind. It's fun. The best word for my position would be a babysitter, I think, because we feed the kids, we take care of the kids, we dress the kids, and we make sure that they don't bother their parents whenever the camp hours, I guess, are going. When I first heard my position, whenever they called me on stage and told me that I was part of this team, I was a little confused, because I thought, why am I here if I'm not even going to be connecting with the kids? But then later on I realized that I'm helping the staff and the leaders and all the people do that while I make sure that their children don't bother them, so that they have time to do that. And maybe that this year wasn't my time for that, but maybe next year or the year after that. So I'm good with it. They do much more stuff. I feel like for us, we only have a couple of things where it's like sports, crafts, and the river or the lake or whatever we go to. But they have different games every single day. They have different types of. They have gazebos with different types of crafts, where we only have one type of craft for everyone.
I definitely recommend this camp. The director, Slavic, he's an amazing guy. Great humor, just great person, and overall staff is amazing. So I do recommend if people want to come out to Ukraine and help out, this camp is definitely one of the best ones.